Welcome to UltimateAlgebra.com videos. This would be the very first video. We would be looking at algebraic expressions. We would be learning the definitions of words and terms in algebra. Please master these before you move to the next chapter, because if you cannot understand this, you would not be able to understand the rest of the course. In this chapter, we would be learning what is an algebraic expression, what is a term, similar terms, dissimilar or unlike terms, coefficient of a term, degree of a term, homogeneous terms, monomials, polynomials, trinomial, degree of an algebraic expression, and finally, homogeneous polynomials. Now, an algebraic expression is any representation of a number by algebraic notation. So we have some examples. 3x plus 4, 4ab minus b, 5 plus 4x plus b squared. So, any way we represented these numbers is an algebraic expression. Clearly note that there are no equality or inequality signs in an algebraic expression, meaning when you have an equality or inequality, then you have an equation or an inequality. In an equation or inequality, what we are looking at is the relationship between algebraic expressions. So, let's look at what we call an equation. 5 plus 4x plus b squared. That is what we call an algebraic expression. So this is our first expression, and we are saying that this first expression is equal to a second expression, 4ab minus b. This forms an equation. Please remember, in an expression we do not have an equal sign. Now we are looking at our terms in an equation. In an equation or inequality, a term is an expression separated by a plus or minus sign, or an equality or inequality sign. Example, 3x minus 2a equal 4c plus 3. So these are the terms we have. We have 3x minus 2a, 4c, and 3. Here, we are looking at an equation or inequality, so we say a term can also be separated by an equality or inequality sign. If we were looking at a term in an expression, we would only say it is separated by a plus or a minus sign. Note that when parentheses or any other grouping is used, it must be expanded to get the individual terms, or it can be considered as one term despite being separated by a plus or minus sign. This is what I call group terms, my own word. Sometimes you are given an equation which looks like this. We have 3 times, in parentheses, x plus 2 plus 4y equal 2x plus t all squared. So here, you notice that the x plus 2 is grouped with a parentheses, and the 2x plus t is also grouped with a parentheses. Now, despite the presence of the plus signs, we say it is the same term. So our terms would be 3 times in parentheses x plus 2, 4y, and 2x plus t all squared. Note that in this equation there are 3 terms. If all you are doing is finding the terms, it will be a good idea to expand to get the individual terms. After expanding, 3 times in parentheses x plus 2 plus 4y equal 2x plus t all squared, we would have 3x plus 6 plus 4y equal 4x squared plus 4xt plus t squared. This would give us the full terms, 3x, 6, 4y, 4x squared, 4xt, and t squared. Please do not worry much about the expansion. We will look at that later on this lesson series. Similar or like terms are terms having the same variables affected by the same exponents. Example, we have 5x squared and 2x squared. These are similar terms because they have the same variable x and the same exponent 2. 2ab and 4ab are also similar terms because they both have the same variables or letters, and those variables have the same exponents. Next, for y and 2y, we have the same variable y, and therefore they are like terms. Before we move on, let's look at the exponent 1. Every variable, letter, or number that has no exponent written has an exponent of 1. So for 5x, the x has an exponent of 1. Similarly, for 2ab, the a has an exponent of 1, and the b also has an exponent of 1. Dissimilar terms are terms which differ in variables or exponents, or both. Example, we have 3x squared and 4x cubed. Here, both have the same variable x, but different exponents. One is squared and the other is cubed. Though they have the same variable because they have different exponents, we say they are dissimilar terms. Another example, 2cd and 4ab. Notice they have different letters. One is cd and the other ab. So they are dissimilar terms. In this last example, we have y here and x here, so they are dissimilar terms. The coefficient of a term is the constant, usually number, preceding a term. We have been looking at the variables, so now we look at the number preceding the term. For the 3x, the coefficient is 3, because 3 is the constant preceding the term. In the second example, 2ab, the coefficient is 2. The degree of a term is the sum of its exponents. Example, 2a squared b cubed has a degree of 5. We just added the exponent of the a, which is 2, and the exponent of the b, which is 3, to get 5. Let's look at 4xy. Remember we said when it has no exponent written, the exponent is 1? The degree for 4xy is therefore 2. The exponent of the x is 1, and that of the y is 1. The degree of minus 2cb squared y is 4. The exponent of c is 1. Exponent of b is 2. And exponent on y is 1. Adding the exponents gives us the degree, which is 4. Homogeneous terms are terms with the same degree. Example, 3a squared b squared and 2xy squared z both have the same degree of 4. For the 3a squared b squared, it is 2 plus 2 equals 4. And for the 2xy squared z, it is 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals 4. A monomial is an algebraic expression of one term. Let's look at examples. So we have 2a squared b squared. This is just one term. It has no plus or minus sign or anything else. Minus 4m is also a monomial, and 7xyz is also a monomial. A polynomial is an algebraic expression of more than one term. Example, we have 2b plus 3a cubed b squared. There are two terms here. Also, 2em minus b plus c is also a polynomial. there are three terms. A plus 2xyz minus 3 is also a polynomial. A polynomial of two terms is a binomial. A polynomial has more than one term. When it is specifically two terms, then it is a binomial. Example: for 2b plus 3a cubed b squared, we have two terms. Therefore, it is a binomial. Also, 2em plus b is a binomial, and a minus 3 is also a binomial. Now we look at trinomials. A polynomial of three terms is a trinomial. Example: 2b plus 6a minus 3a cubed b squared. Here, we have three terms, and therefore, it is a trinomial. 2em plus n minus b is also a trinomial, and x plus y plus z is a trinomial. The degree of an algebraic expression is the same as the degree of its highest term. Example: we have h squared plus 2h minus 20. The degree of h squared is 2. The degree of 2h is 1. The degree is 2 because the highest term is h squared. A homogeneous polynomial is a polynomial with all its terms having the same degree. Example: x cubed plus 2xyz minus 20y cubed. Here, all the terms have a degree of 3. This brings us to the end of this chapter. In this chapter, we learned what is an algebraic expression, what is a term, similar terms, dissimilar or unlike terms, coefficient of a term, degree of a term, homogeneous terms, monomials, polynomials, trinomial, degree of an algebraic expression, and finally, homogeneous polynomials. Thank you. Have a great day, and please read the rest of the text and practice the problems. See you in the next chapter.